Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TEDxUCLA Salon on Gratitude. We are so excited to share this afternoon with you today. Can we get a woohoo, TEDx? Woo-hoo! Yeah. So welcome to the TEDxUCLA Salon on Gratitude. My name is Anna Shelton, and I am here with my co-host, Lucy Sang. We could not be more excited to share this afternoon of gratitude with you, our community, today.
Agreed, Anna. A few months ago, a group of like-minded people got together and spoke on the topic of gratitude. In light of recent events across this nation and even on this campus, we really thought about the things that made us grateful and are so excited to extend that conversation with you all today.
So we have a really wonderful afternoon to share with you this afternoon. We have three incredible speakers who will be sharing some unique stories of their own experiences with gratitude. We will then also have some really powerful videos from TED speakers who will help capture all of the different aspects of gratitude. Finally, we'll have an opportunity for you to ask questions during a Q&A of our speakers. And we also have an activity that we're really excited to share with you at the end of the day. And finally, last but not least, we will have desserts. We call it Cookies and Conversation over in our activities fair room. So we will be back in that room at the end of the day.
Awesome. And to help us capture and reflect on the activities fair, we have Celeste Young here from Insight LA Meditation Center to give us a little more on the act of gratitude.
Hi, how are you all doing? Good. I see some of you who came to the meditation. I really want to thank all of you for participating, whether you came and meditated with me or were at the other activities. And it's so heartening to look out and see a group of people who are coming together around this topic. It's something that we really need right now. And as a teacher of mindfulness meditation, I just really want to appreciate the mindfulness that's already here in this room, just that you had the capacity to see that this was important to come together in community and have this conversation that really takes a quality of attention that we need in our culture right now, in our community. So I really encourage you to listen wholeheartedly, to keep your minds and hearts open, and to keep this conversation going. And if you're interested in the practice of mindfulness, I'm happy to talk with you more about it as well, and I'll be here afterwards to speak with people. So I really want to thank you, Lucy and Wendy, for having me, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this day with all of you. So welcoming the speakers. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Celeste. First, it is my very great honor to introduce a dear friend of mine, Krystal Walden. I first met Krystal when she was volunteering to help some of our young people really find their path in life, and boy, was she inspiring. She talked a lot about her failures and experiences that she's had and how those have led her to be the successful entrepreneur that she is now. It was such an inspiring talk. We had to have her back here today. So, Krystal, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. You got to excuse me. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I first want to just thank everybody for being here today. It is such an honor. If I cry, please excuse that. I'm so grateful. It's so funny. That's the topic today. I'm so grateful and thankful to be here. This is my first formal stage. I did volunteering for the classroom, and it's just so different for me because it's so intimate, and I've probably been in that class before because I attended this school, so it was a little bit more comfortable. So standing here today with all of you guys staring at me is kind of amazing and scary and exciting all at the same time. So I do want to thank you all for being here today. My name is Krystal Walden. I'm the owner and the founder of Krystal Spa. A spa that I started 12 years ago. I want to thank UCLA, TEDxUCLA Salon for even choosing me and even having me here with you guys today. It's funny because I've had a little rough time in the last couple of years, and when I asked to talk about gratitude, it really made me, sit down and think about what I'm grateful for all over again. I've had some failures, I've had some success, and I had to sit down and think about my success again. And it was actually refreshing to look at the little milestones, the little baby steps that I've taken so far just to even get here and make my mind get off of where I thought I should be. So what I did was, I know what gratitude is. You know, my common sense knows what the basic definition of gratitude is. But I actually wanted to look it up in the dictionary and make sure I didn't miss anything. So when I looked it up, simple, it says the quality of being thankful, the readiness to show appreciation for, and to return kindness. What I didn't realize is the quality of being grateful. I used to think of the quantity of being grateful. All the things that you have, like all the degrees maybe, or all the money in your bank account, or something of that nature, but I used to think of quantity. And I didn't realize it was really about the quality of how grateful you are, how deeply grateful you are, how big is your heart for what you're doing. Even if you're doing something small like feeding the homeless, like that's really not small, but to some people, they may think that's small, but that's really big. It's huge. So the quality, not the quantity of what you're grateful for. So, I asked myself, what am I really, truly, honestly grateful for? And the funny thing, how corny it may sound, it's life in itself. Seriously, just life, just breathing, just waking up, just being here. So, if you can join me, I would ask you guys to all please close your eyes. Take a moment to bring yourself into the room and just feel your own body. Notice how, without even thinking about it, without even commanding it, you're breathing. Your body is taking in the breath in this room, inhaling, and your body is exhaling. Notice how you're sitting comfortably into the chair. You may feel your heart beating. You may feel your nerves tingling. That's life in your body. You can open up your eyes. That's what I'm grateful for. Just that simple thing, to breathe. Your heart is pumping, you're not telling it to pump the blood through your veins, to get your muscles to work, to get your organs to work. Your nerves are tingling without you telling it to even be able to move your body, to be able to blink, to be able to cry, to be able to walk. That's what I'm truly, honestly grateful for. It took me 39 years to get to this place. I say that, I think my motto, my little slogan is, the human body, life in itself, is the greatest creation that this planet has ever seen. We're always mesmerized by the cell phone, the computers, the iPad, technology in itself, but we forget about ourselves. You are the most greatest thing that has happened to this world. The human body, it's amazing. The science can't even explain every parts of it yet. Every day we're discovering something new about the human body, about you, who you are, mind, body, and soul. I want to start with the mind first. Mentally, we are very intelligent creatures. We are gifted the ability to be dreamers, innovators, and revolutionizers. I'm most grateful for the dreams that are given to me. I realize that I didn't do that. I don't come up with these ideas. I don't come up with the goals in my life. They come to me. They come to me, and I'm a believer of God. They come to me through Him. My first dream was to be an Olympic gold medalist. I ran track here a long time ago. I wanted to say when. I ran the 100, the 200, and the 4x1, and my first dream was to be a gold medalist. That's what got me here at UCLA the first time. Over the years, I've had injuries, so, I was kind of dibbling and dabbling, and multitasking. So I was an athlete and I had all these jobs, and I discovered that I didn't want to have my eggs in one basket. So I dibbled and dabbled, and when my track career wasn't going as according to plan, I jumped into the corporate life. And the corporate life gave me such a rich experience. It actually helped me, that experience helped me develop my own business as it is today. I was grateful to start off when I was in high school working for Lady Foot Locker and Guess, where I got my first taste of being in the retail world. And I love people, so it wasn't really about the clothes. It was about the people that I met and got to know, and that's how I dressed you. I dressed basically how I met you and your personality and your colors that you like or whatever. So that's what made me successful at that particular area. I went on to be so grateful to get a job at Macy's. I was on the retail floor, and I tried to quit my last year because my last year in college, because I wanted to give all my focus into my track career, just to make sure like I gave it my all before I had to hang up my track cleats. But Macy's said, no, we don't want you to quit. And I was like, okay, but I have to. And so they made it where I didn't quit. They said, well, we'll give you a corporate job. And back then, my age, my parents was like, they give you a corporate job, they offer you, just say yes, you don't say no, because you just never know. You graduate from college and you're unsure. So I couldn't say no. They were very, flexible with my schedule. So I said okay, and I was lucky to experience being a buyer at Macy's. It was an amazing experience. It was a great experience. I had money like it was nobody's business. 20 years old, where one check went to bills, the other check I had fun with. Didn't know nothing about savings. Wish someone would have told me. But it was a great experience learning how to create a business, because that's what you're doing as a buyer. You're running a business. Advertising, marketing, sales, being on the floor, merchandising. You're doing everything as a buyer. Within Macy's, you have your own business. So I was lucky to go to New York and experience some of those vendors that you see up there, and it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. So sorry. So I'm grateful to just have the dream that I wanted to do something amazing, that I wanted to make my parents proud and have that dream corporate job. Physically, I think that we are creators of nature who are gifted the ability to consciously and subconsciously function in this world, pushing ourselves to the greatest limit. So going back to my track career, like I said, I wanted to be a track athlete, and I had stress fractures that ended my career, and for a long time I was really, really kind of sad about that, deeply sad. I didn't talk about it a lot to my friends, but I was really sad about it. It's even to this day, it's a little hard for me to even watch the Olympics because my friends are still in it. Some of my friends have gold medals, and I just kind of thought to myself, like, dang, that should have been me. I wish that was me. Why couldn't that be me? And I realized that it wasn't me for a reason. If it wasn't for my injuries, I wouldn't have created Krystal Spa in the first place. I wouldn't have had this burning passion and desire to help other people heal when they're injured. And it doesn't have to be an athletic injury. It could be, I went skiing and I had a skiing accident, or, I took a yoga class or CrossFit class or simple walking, like just anything. Just helping people heal their body again is what my failure in track birthed that desire and that passion. So I'm really grateful for that. And that's what made me create Krystal Spa and make me be in that industry of healing not just the physicality, but the mind, the body, and the spirit. Spiritually, I think we're all connected as one, who have the gift and the ability to love, which allows us to experience our maximum strength. My first experience of unconditional love was my mother. She's in heaven right now. And every time I think about her and think about that love that a mother gives, that loves you no matter what, literally no matter what that you do, that love is priceless. You can get that love from your mom, your father, your girlfriend, your brother, your sister. You can get that love from anybody, but to have that love, it can take you anywhere. They say people do the craziest thing for love. They usually mean on relationships. But it is true. Like, if I didn't have the love of my mother and the love of my friends and the love of my brother, the love of my family, period, I don't think I would be here today with you guys. You know, having people to cheer you on and to tell you you can do it, even when you fall and scrape your knee, but to have someone say you get back up and you can do it. You can, whatever your dream is, you can do it. It does take a while. That's one thing that I have learned. It's a growth. It's a growth. You take baby steps to make your dreams come true. One of my things is, don't get frustrated. I got frustrated because as of right now, I've already said my age, I'm 39. I thought I would be married with some kids and a dog, a mansion, 3 or 4, 5 cars, I don't know. You know, so for a while, like, a track athlete, don't forget about that, I was gonna get a gold medal. Well, I was gonna get a couple of them. But you know, for a long time, because I'm not I'm not where I just mentioned, I was really sad about that, I'm not gonna lie. I was really sad trying to determine, what am I here for? Like, I don't understand. Like, I study really hard, I practice really hard, I stay up all night. Sometimes I don't sleep to make all these things that I thought that I had set out to do. And then I realized that sometimes life makes you go down a different path for a reason. So although I wasn't able to make all those things happen, I had that experience to try to make it happen. And it has led me to other more meaningful things, because there's nothing wrong with the dreams that I have, but that life wouldn't have been as great as this life. I can't really express to you in words how thankful I am to be here with all of you guys. That I hope that anything that I said in the last 10 minutes has inspired you to keep going, to never give up on your dreams, to know that you have the power to make it come true. Even if it's not in the fashion which you think and the road takes you somewhere else, your dreams will come true. Although I'm not an athlete, Olympic gold medalist, I get to work with Olympic gold medalists. They're my clients. They're my friends. I've been, you know, part of the Olympics in itself, not as an athlete, but as a provider for the athlete. So my dream did kind of come true, just in a different way. So to sum it up, I'm grateful for life, mind, body, and soul. It's a precious gift. Please remember that you're more valuable than your phone, your computer. Be yourself. Be exactly who you are. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Be authentic. Be who you dream to be. Don't stop your dreams. Keep going. Even if you fall, scrape your knee, keep going. Get back up. It will happen. It may take a year, it may take 10 years, it may take 20 years. But as long as you have breath in your life, in your body, and you have life, keep going. There are people out there that are 80 years old going back to college and getting their master's degree. If they can do it, you can do it. So don't stop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krystal, for sharing your mantras and for sharing with us how the unexpected really can lead to something beautiful. I heard a couple of really great mantras in there. One was keep going. Can we repeat that? Keep going. Can we say it? Keep going. I just think that is such a wonderful thing to remember, especially when we're thinking about our gratitude. Keep going. Even the unexpected things are the things that are going to keep us going. And those are the things that sometimes we're the most grateful for. Speaking of the unexpected, we have our first video to share with you. I'm so excited to introduce you to Tanya Luna, who you will see up here on the screen. When you talk about unexpected, I think you're going to be very, very unexpected. This is going to be the most unexpected kind of story. The things that Tanya has experienced are really, really the embodiment of unexpected. And for her to find gratitude within those things that she did not expect, that is how we define who we are. It is through the unexpected obstacles and how we deal with them. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Tanya Luna.
I'm 5 years old, and I am very proud. My father has just built the best outhouse in our little village in Ukraine. Inside, it's a smelly, gaping hole in the ground, but outside, it's pearly white formica, and it literally gleams in the sun. This makes me feel so proud, so important, that I appoint myself the leader of my little group of friends, and I devise missions for us. So we prowl from house to house, looking for flies captured in spider webs, and we set them free. 4 years earlier, when I was 1, after the Chernobyl accident, the rain came down black, and my sister's hair fell out in clumps, and I spent 9 months in the hospital. There were no visitors allowed, so my mother bribed a hospital worker, she acquired a nurse's uniform, and she snuck in every night to sit by my side. 5 years later, an unexpected silver lining. Thanks to Chernobyl, we get asylum in the US. I'm 6 years old, and I don't cry when we leave home and we come to America because I expect it to be a place filled with rare and wonderful things like bananas and chocolate and bazooka bubblegum. Bazooka bubblegum with the little cartoon wrappers inside. Bazooka that we'd get once a year in Ukraine, and we'd have to chew one piece for an entire week. So the first day we get to New York, my grandmother and I find a penny in the floor of the homeless shelter that my family's staying in. Only we don't know that it's a homeless shelter. We think that it's a hotel with lots of rats. So we find this penny kind of fossilized in the floor, and we think that a very wealthy man must have left it there because regular people don't just lose money. And I hold this penny in the palm of my hand, and it's sticky and rusty, but it feels like I'm holding a fortune. I decide that I'm going to get my very own piece of bazooka bubblegum. And in that moment, I feel like a millionaire. About a year later, I get to feel that way again when we find a bag full of stuffed animals in the trash, and suddenly I have more toys than I've ever had in my whole life. And again, I get that feeling when we get a knock on the door of our apartment in Brooklyn, and my sister and I find a delivery man with a box of pizza that we didn't order. So we take the pizza, our very first pizza, and we devour slice after slice as the delivery man stands there and stares at us from the doorway. And he tells us to pay, but we don't speak English. My mother comes out, and he asks her for money, but she doesn't have enough. She walks 50 blocks to and from work every day just to avoid spending money on bus fare. Then our neighbor pops her head in, and she turns red with rage when she realizes that those immigrants from downstairs have somehow gotten their hands on her pizza. Everyone's upset, but the pizza is delicious. It doesn't hit me until years later just how little we had. On our 10-year anniversary of being in the US, we decided to celebrate by reserving a room at the hotel that we first stayed in when we got to the US. The man at the front desk laughs, and he says, "You can't reserve a room here. This is a homeless shelter." And we were shocked. My husband, Brian, was also homeless as a kid. His family lost everything, and at age 11, he had to live in motels with his dad. Motels that would round up all of their food and keep it hostage until they were able to pay the bill. And one time, when he finally got his box of Frosted Flakes back, it was crawling with roaches. But he did have one thing. He had this shoebox that he carried with him everywhere, containing 9 comic books, 2 G.I. Joes painted to look like Spider-Man, and 5 GoBots, and this was his treasure. This was his own assembly of heroes that kept him from drugs and gangs and from giving up on his dreams. I want to tell you about one more formerly homeless member of our family. This is Scarlett. Once upon a time, Scarlett was used as bait in dog fights. She was tied up and thrown into the ring for other dogs to attack so they get more aggressive before the fight. And now, these days, she eats organic food and she sleeps on an orthopedic bed with her name on it. But when we pour water for her in her bowl, she still looks up and she wags her tail in gratitude. Sometimes Brian and I walk through the park with Scarlett, and she rolls through the grass, and we just look at her, and we look at each other, and we feel gratitude We forget about all of our new middle class frustrations and disappointments, and we feel like millionaires. Thank you.
Wow, that reminded me that everyone has a story. Are you sharing yours? And when was the last time you wagged your tail and rolled around in a park? Go do that soon.